Well, hi everyone. How are you tonight? It's Vic here again, the Whiskey Minister, coming live from Speyside, live for the northeast of Scotland, and another one of my whiskey tastings in Drama Day in December. It's getting towards the end of December now. We're well past halfway. I'm now on to Dram 16 in my rapidly depleting whiskey selection box. It's just a row of holes now, but we've got a few left on the bottom. So working my way through these whiskey selection box that I got from the Really Good Whiskey Company. I don't know if you guys have been watching their videos, but they've been going through the two boxes that they have with a drama day in December. So I'm really enjoying this, enjoying you guys being on this journey with me. Um, Enjoying being in my wee grotto here, tasting a drama day, or a half a drama day, as I should say. So, what have we got tonight? Well, we are back on some blended Scotch again tonight. Now, I've been saying this all the way through. Please don't throw out blended Scotches and drams that's not cask strength, that's got a bit of colour in them, or has been chill filtered. Judge the whiskey on its taste, its aroma, and whether you enjoy it or not what it says on the label. So, dinna be a whiskey snob, is what I'm trying to say. So, tonight, in this box, we are going to have a blended scotch. So, completely different to what I had last night. Last night, I had a Benromach single malt, cask strength, really, really good whiskey. But compared to what I've got today, are relatively expensive. So you've got to take the cost into account as well. So what do we have today? Well, I am on a blend called Robert Burns. Robert Burns blended Scotch whisky, distilled at the Arran Distillery. So this is a blend made from Arran distillers. They've got two distilleries on Arran now, Lag and Lachranza. And this is one of their blends. Now, I went on the website today and looked at it, and you can buy a bottle of this for 19.95. So it's a different type of whiskey than some of the ones I've been drinking before. But blended Scotch, so it's still been matured for at least 3 years, still been matured in Scotland in oak casks. So it's everything's okay under the Scotch whisky regulations. So it's Scotch. So let's have a look at it. Now, it's an on-age statement. It's 40%. Not a huge amount of colour. You can see that. Not a huge amount of colour. But then a blended Scotch at 20 quid a bottle, it's not going to have been matured for 15 years. So there's not going to be a huge amount of colour in there. Possibly it's got a little bit of colouring in it. Not sure. But hey, let's have a look and see how we get on. Now, I have to say, not a lot on the nose. What is there is kind of new make spiritish. I think it's a bit immature. There's sort of malty cereal notes on it. It's a little bit green grassy, but not a huge amount. If you're just joining me, it's from the Arran Distillers. It's the Robert Burns, the blended Scotch, and there's not much on the nose there. Not much saying, "Oh, drink me, this is going to be great," but you never know. Could be better on the palate. There's a fair to say there's a fair proportion of grain spirit in there. Again, I'm making a big judgment call. Don't know exactly, but let's have a taste. Well, there's hardly anything there. A little bit of barn, so that's telling me it is quite immature. Um, is there a little bit of fruits on the palate? A little bit of wood, possibly, or am I just imagining that? There's there's nothing there much apart from a little bit of a barn. Um, I'll give it another bash. There's no tingle on the tongue. There's no. There's a little bit of toffee note that time. A little bit of toffee note, but there's that. There's that sort of warmth, but not hugely pleasant kind of burn. So not a lot in the nose, almost no flavour. Um, yes, so you've got to in the whiskey buy-in when you're buying your drams, you pay your money, takes your choice. You know, I think I'd rather pay 100 quid for a decent dram than 20 quid for that. It's not impressed at all. But it's a different part of the market, so you know it's not unpleasant. It's not horrid, but just a bit of a nothingness, to be honest. I think that's a young blend, fair bit of grain spirit in there, not offensive, but absolutely nothing to write home about. For me, not a lot of flavour. Now you've got to remember, folks. I'm comparing this against, you know, Ben Romick cask strength, Tomatin cask strength, Glenrothes 12-year-old, as we get it from Isla. You know, I'm comparing this to what I would class as better class of whiskey, single malt cask strength, older whiskey. In that sense, this is really not great, but this is not in the same class as that, and it's not sold as the same class of whiskey. So I don't want to be horrible to a whiskey, but it's very inoffensive and a bit of a nothingness. So I really can't recommend that, like I've been doing for some of the others. You know, not horrible, and if you can only afford 20 quid, well, that might be what you have to go for. But really not my bag. That, I'm afraid, was blended Scotch whisky, Robert Burns blend from the Arran Distillers. So not a great review tonight, I'm afraid. But hey, there you go. You can't like every whisky, and there's going to be people out there that whisky might be just for them, and good luck to them. But it's not for me. So thanks for joining me. Short but sweet tonight. Thanks for joining me. See what we're going to have tomorrow. Oh, a single malt from Spey. Oh, and then we've got a Lafroig later on in the week. So something else there for me to get my teeth into. So thanks very much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow. If you are drinking tonight, please remember what I say every night. Be responsible, and stay safe, but enjoy your drams. Okay, folks? So thanks for being here. See you tomorrow. Take care and have a good day.